In today's lesson, we are going to look at another very important topic in accounting. It is called triple or three-column cash account. You see, every topic that is treated is very, very important. If you are going in for JAM, you are going in for WAEC, you are going for NECO or any external exam on accounting. The reason is because we don't want a situation where students will go into the examination hall and then come out frustrated and disappointed. That's why we take time to explain this topic, because the examiner, they already know what they are looking for. And when students are not properly equipped, once they enter the examination hall and come out, it will look like the whole world is not fair to them. So in today's topic, I'm going to take time, I'm going to carefully explain some of the things that you are supposed to understand under triple or three-column cash account. But before then, I want to believe that we have a very good knowledge of what one-column cash book is, two-column cash book is, because if you have not gone through one-column cash book, two-column cash book, you won't appreciate the three-column cash account, because the three-column cash account is an extension of both one-column and two-column cash account. So I would recommend and advise that if you are looking at this for the very first time, can you go back and look at one-column cash book, two-column cash book, so you'll be able to explain, you'll be able to understand and appreciate some of the things I am going to be explaining under three-column cash account. Now, let's quickly look at what we call lesson objectives. What are we looking at under this topic? There are some things I have mentioned earlier that you need to understand under three-column cash book. Number one, you should be able to understand, you'll be able to define three-column or triple-column cash account. Then the second thing, you should be able to explain the concept of discount. What is discount in cash transaction? And then the third one is that you should be able to describe the relevance of discount received and allowed column. And the very last one is that you should be able to solve or answer related questions or problems. Now let's look at what triple or three-column cash book is all about. Now, three-column cash account represents three accounts: cash account, bank account, and discount account combined together into one book. What did I say? I said it is centered on what? Three accounts. Three accounts: cash account, bank account, and discount account. That's why I said earlier that if you have not gone through first one-column cash book, two-column cash book, you may not be able to appreciate three-column cash book. As you can see now, if you have gone through the one-column or two-column cash book, you can see that the only difference here is the discount column, which we are going to major on in today's lesson. Now, the second thing I want you to understand under the definition of three-column cash book is that it follows the simple principle as that of the what? Two-column cash book. We'll always be making reference to one-column and two-column cash book. There is a principle that must be adopted when you are preparing two-column cash book, and three-column or triple-column cash book is not an exception. It follows the same principle. You debit whatever you receive, if it is cash, and then you put the amount in cash column. If it is check, you post it in the bank column, and then you credit the amount in cash column if it is cash, and then if it is bank, you post it into the bank column. And then the last thing I want you to understand under the definition is that the discount allowed and received column is introduced and must be regarded as mere listing device or discount journal, which are located in the cash book. Let me demystify some of these terminologies, because it can get you confused. The first one, what do I mean by listing device? In accounting, there is a concept of an account called the balance of an account. Every account must come with a balance. What I mean by balance is that you have to compare what you have spent with what you have received. The difference between your comparison is what we call the balance. But in 3-column cash book, there is nothing like that in discount received column and discount allowed column. What we as accountants are looking for, we are not looking at the balance. We want to look at how much we have received as discount and how much we have paid as discount. Because no matter how stingy a company is, you cannot do without discount. A company must introduce discounts into their transaction to lure their customers or to encourage their customers or to appreciate the commitment of their customers. So discount is an idea introduced into the business to appreciate commitment. So at that point, when you add up everything you have received, maybe let me assume you receive 10,000 naira discount, and then you gave out 5,000 naira discount. You don't need to compare both of them. No, you don't compare what you have received and what you have given. In this case, the accountant will record that in the year 2023, at the end of the period, we got 10,000 naira discount, and we got 5,000 naira. We gave out 5,000 naira discount. That is what is known by listing device. You don't balance the account, you only list them. Having said that, let's now look at the concept of what? Discount. What is discount? I've already said it earlier that it is what you give to appreciate what? Commitment. Now, I said this is an inducement to what? To customers to settle their account promptly. You see, some customers are very adamant. They don't want to pay their debt early enough. So what we do, instead of us to begin to call them, make call, you call them Monday, call them Wednesday, call them Friday, call them and give them discount. Say, okay, if you are owing me 10,000. If you can pay before Friday next week, pay me 8,000. Some customers we try as much as possible to pay before Friday next week, because you see that 2,000 naira discount you have given to them, you have encouraged them to pay it promptly. That's what I mean by inducement. You lure them into making payment when they are not ready to pay. And then it is divided into two. You have what we call cash discount and what we call what? Trade discount. How are they different from each other? Cash discount is given for prompt payment, like I have said, of account, while trade discount is the allowance of the invoice or the catalog price of an item given by the manufacturer to the customer. You see, if we don't differentiate this, you may not be able to appreciate the topic, because in this topic we don't account for trade discount. That is why you see it, I said it will not appear in the account, in the 3-column account, 3-column cash book or account. Now, what do I mean by allowance of the invoice or catalog price of an item? In the first instance, when I was explaining inducement, I said you gave this provision or you gave this allowance to your customer to pay certain dates, after which, if they are not able to pay, they pay the normal amount. Now, if someone is owing me 10,000 and the money has actually lasted for some time and I want the person to pay, I can say, okay, if you can pay me before Friday next week, pay 6,000 naira. I have given the person 4,000 naira discount. That 4,000 naira discount, that 4,000 naira deducted from the original amount is what we call cash discount. But assuming I have an Indomie business I am doing, I sell cartons of Indomie, and then you come to my shop, you want to buy 20 cartons of Indomie. I can say, Kai, for coming to my shop to buy 20 cartons of Indomie, if one carton is 1,000 naira, you're supposed to give me 20,000 for those 20 cartons. I can say, okay, if you buy 25 cartons of Indomie, I am going to sell it, I'm going to remove 5,000. So instead of you to give me 25,000 naira for 25 carton of Indomie, give me 20,000. You will see Originally, you didn't plan to buy 20 cartons of Indomie, but because I have removed 5,000 naira, you will be tempted to buy 25. This is an idea to also encourage our customers to keep on patronizing our business. Or we can also do that to appreciate their commitment. You know, companies will do that during festive period. They will want to slash their price just to encourage their committed customer. So that money that is deducted from the price of that item, the cartons of Indomie, is what we call trade discount. That one has nothing to do with period of payment. It has nothing to do with prompt payment. That one is just what you do to encourage your customer to either buy more or to maintain their commitments. Now, having said that, let's make progress. Now, we are going to dwell on cash discount column because this is where our the emphasis of our lesson lies. We are not going to dwell on trade discount. We're going to dwell on cash discount column. Now, in the 3-column cash book, I said that the column for amount is now divided into 3. 1, cash. 2, bank. And the third one is what? Discount. Now, looking at the discount columns, the discount column is divided into 2. Discount allowed and discount received. And discount allowed is on the debit side. Why will discount allowed be on the debit side and discount received on the credit side when what we receive is meant to be on the debit side and what we give or what we pay is meant to be on the credit side? If that question didn't come up in your mind, that means you didn't understand what I was talking about. Anytime I explain this concept, student will ask you, sir, you know, why will you put discount allowed on the debit side when what we are receiving is meant to be on the debit side, what we are giving is meant to be on the credit side? Simple. You only allow discount during sales. It's only when money is expected to enter your hand that you remove some part of the money. And it's only when money is leaving your hand that you receive discount. You know, for every buyer, there must be a seller. If you are selling, you have to buy from somebody. And if you are buying from even if you are not buying it for consumption, as you are buying from somebody will come and buy from you. So when you go to the market to buy, you receive discount. And then when you sell to your customer, you give what? Discount. So that's where discount allow is on the what? Debit side. And discount allow is what? On the credit side. We said each discount is entered opposite the name of the customer on both sides of the account. You don't post discount in the cash book without indicating the name of the person. Why? You know, when auditors will come to audit your account, they want to find out who did you give this discount to or who gave you the discount. They want to know. It's for record purposes. We want to know because sometimes company can just form, we gave discount to this person, and it might just be a kind of a falsified transaction. So sometimes when you put the person's details, auditors can go the extent of asking the person, did you really give us discount or did we give you discount? That's for auditing purposes. That's the essence of, you know, posting the name of the person. So don't just write discount. The name of the person must be posted on the what? Account. Now, before we look at few examples, I'm going to give an illustration on the board. I'm going to draw a sketch of how the 3-column cash book looks like, and I'm going to show you the position of discount received and then discount allowed. You write 3-column cash book. You can write 3-column cash account of ABC Limited. You rule your line. Don't forget, at the middle, there will be a tick line, 2 tick line. This line will demarcate what is received and what is what? Paid. Don't forget, this is your debit and this is your what? Credit. Now, the first one is always date. The second one, I'm going to shorten some of the write-up, so the space provided will be enough. So the second one is what? Particulars. The third one is what? Folio. The third one is folio. The fourth one is what we call cash. And then we have bank. And then we have discount what? Allowed. Please. Okay, then you repeat the same process. You write date. You write particulars. Part, just write part. You write your folio F. Then you have your cash. You have your bank. And then you have your discount what? Receive. Just write ROEC, discount receive. All right. You see, this topic is very, very interesting. You see, if you have not gone through first one column or two columns, you won't be able to appreciate what we are doing now. Look at it. We have date, particulars, folio, cash, bank, discount allowed, and the same thing is repeated here. Now, don't forget the currency. It must not be naira. It can be dollar. It can be the currency of the country where you are asked to take their record. But don't forget. Now, let me point out the fact that the title of an account is very, very important. If you don't get the title right, if it is theory, the examiner will mark you down. Now, let's look at it. This is the discount column. This is the discount column. If it is one column cash book, this two will not be there. It will just, you will just see amount here. Amount here. If it is two column, this two column will not be there. Discount allowed and discount received. And then since it is three column now, that's why we now have this. So it is this extra discount column that make the whole of this account three column cash book. I have explained the fact that when you are talking about discount allow will go with receipt, and discount receive will go with what? Cash. Let us do something like this. Let's say John paid 10,000 after deducting 10% what? Discount. And then we bought 3 packets of Indomie at 5,000 each with 10% what? Discount. Let's look at this. These are just few examples. Now, the first one, John paid us for 10,000 after deducting 10% discount. Now, John was actually owing us 10,000 naira. And then we now said, okay, John, please, let me write the date. Let's assume this happened 3rd of May 2022. And this happened 20th of May 2022. So when I say, John, how far now? Pay us our 10,000 now. John, I'm like, things are not really easy. I wish I could just make this payment. Okay, no problem. If you can pay, maybe you can pay us on the 3rd of May 2022. Please, we are going to give you 10% discount. Say, are you serious? Yes, we are serious. Make it, if you can pay it 3rd of May 2022, remove 10% discount. Now John is very, very happy. John is ready to pay us our money now. So what John will do, John will just open one book and then calculate 10% of this. That's 10 over 100 times 10,000 over 1. 0 will cancel 0. 0 will cancel 0. We'll be left with 10 times 100, which is what? 1,000. So John is happy now because John is going to pay us 900. So what you do is write the date, because we are receiving this money from John. Write the date, 3rd of May 2022. Who is giving us this money? John. You write John. Now, nothing will be written in folio. But because this money is paid, now the next question you ask, how did John pay this money? Did he pay check or he paid cash? If John paid check, then that 10,000, that 9,000 will be written in bank. But if it is cash, then it will be written in cash. Let's assume that it was cash. Then, so you write 9,000 here. And then nothing will be written in the bank. So the next thing you are going to do, that 1,000 naira that we have allowed for John to pay this money will be written in discount allowed. So you have 1,000 here. So if you now call me as an auditor, please, I kindly audit my account. Now look at it and say, okay, fine. These people, from this transaction now, the amount that John was meant to pay was what? 10,000. But 1,000 was given to John as what? As discount. So this 1,000, when you subtract it from the 10,000, you'll be left with what? 9,000. So okay. I don't need anybody to tell me. Looking at the account, the way it's prepared, you know that 1,000 is given as what? Discount. Now let's look at the second transaction. Bought 3 packets of what? Of Indomie at 5,000 each with 10% discount. At this point, we are going to the market to buy. And then fortunately for us, that day was a very good day to our supplier. Supplier decide to give 10% discount to anything you buy. So we got to the market, and then the supplier is giving all their customers 10%. So immediately we got there, we bought 3 packets. Now calculate first. 5,000 times what? Times 3. This is 0, 0, 0. That's 15. That's 15,000. We are expected, or we are supposed to pay 15,000 naira for 3 packets of Indomie sold at what? 5,000 naira each. But there is a clause. The clause is what? 10% discount. So what I will quickly do with excitement is that I will write my 15,000 here, and then I will now calculate 10% of this. I will not forget to understand or to remember that 10% is 10 over 100. Then this 0 will cancel this. This one will cancel this one. I'll be left with what? 1,500. My supplier has done very well today by giving me 1,500 off my price, or the cost I'm supposed to pay. So now this 1,500, subtract this from 15,000. Let's do another mathematics now. 15,000 minus what? 1,500. I think you will be left with what? 13,500. So this 13,500 is what we are going to pay. Now looking at this, first of all, write the date. What is that date? 20th of what? May 2022. Now look at it. If you observe now, you see that what happened there. We say bought 3 packets of this. You see, is a very sensitive transaction. Why? Because the name of the individual where we bought the transaction is not stated here. But we know that this discount is received on purchase. We know it's on purchase. So you quickly write purchase here. Please, I have to abbreviate the write-up. P-U-R-O-C-H. So the next one is because of the space. And then in volume column, nothing will be written. In cash column, what we are doing here is basically on cash. Like I said, when we are talking about John, if it is on check, then we can actually write it in the bank column. But since it is cash, that's why we are writing it in cash. So how much are we writing there? 13,500. And then you come into your discount received column and you write your 1,500. You are a good accountant. I will enter this. Anybody that look at this, do not say, fine. These people, their purchase was supposed to be 15,000, but they were given 1,500. That is why they are now having 13,500 to pay for their purchase. So that's just the summary of what 3-column cash book is all about. First of all, it is 3 accounts combined together: bank, discount, and cash. Secondly, it is mere, we call it, he said it followed the principles of what? Of 2-column cash book. And then the last thing is that the discount column is mere what we call listing device. If you observe now, you see that we actually receive discount more than what we allow. We on our own, we allowed 1,000 naira discount, but we receive 1,500 naira discount. Ordinarily, you will want to say, you compare this and say, okay, what I'm going to do now, the balance is going to be 500. If you ask yourself, where will you write the 500? Will you write the 500 under discount receipt, or you write the 500 under discount allow? That is why we only list it. We don't balance it. So in your workings, once you have gotten to that level, just add up everything you have in this account, and then you just move on with your life. Don't bother to balance. The examiner will know that you are an accountant. But if you balance it, you are going to be marked down. Now, here, what you just need to do is just to add up. Just to add up, bear with the write-up. It's just because of space. You have it here, nothing is in the bank column. So normally transactions are supposed to be here. Now what you are going to do, compare what you receive here and what is paid here. You can see that you received 9,000 and you paid what? 13,500. So your balance for cash here, 31st at the end of May, 31st May, you are going to have your balance carried down is going to be a credit balance. It's going to be what? 4,500. And then your balance here will be 13,500. 13,500. And then your balance 31st May. Your balance brought down is what? 4,500. But for discount, here is just going to be 1,000, and here is going to be what? 1,500. Have you seen the difference now? This is just the difference between discount column and the normal cash or bank column. If you've had transactions on check, then it will enter here. But the transactions that we are working with was just on cash. That is why we have it here. Now, I haven't explained it like that. Let's quickly take a leaf to our exam guide to check more questions to further explain what we have done so far. Okay, you see, once you click on that, you get different options for subject. You choose account, and then when it comes to yay, you just choose at random. And the reason is because it will give you all the questions that will be relating to, or that are related to what you are doing. And then you just click on get started. Then you see different questions. They said that a deduction from the sales price of goods that is allowed if payment is made within a specified period of time is what? Very simple. Number one, they say trade discount, it cannot be trade. Number two, cash discount, quantity discount, rebate. It's going to be what? Cash discount. Because it's based on period of what? Payment. Then the next one, they say use the following information to answer questions below. Kwamena bought goods worth 50,000 from Doe and Sons Limited on the following terms. Don't forget the terms. 3% trade discount, and what? 10% cash discount. All right. I said Kwamena return defective goods worth 8,000. Return outwards. Return outwards is what? 8,000. And then the next day, and payment for the remaining goods on the due date. It now said the cash paid by Kwamena was very simple. The only thing I want to point out something here, this question is a very sensitive and very technical question. Whenever you are giving trade and cash discount at the same time, you first of all subtract your trade discount, because you know that trade discount is what is affecting the price. It is taking off the price. So you remove the trade discount before you charge your what? Cash discount. And at this point, you are not going to remove your cash discount until you effect the transaction, this one that is returned. So let's make progress. What is the amount of money? There is 50,000. So you have your 50,000 times, let's remove this one first, 3%. Here we cancel here, and you'll be left with what? 3 times 500, which is 1,500. So ordinarily, you are supposed to pay 50,000 minus what? 1,500, which is what? 58, which is 48,000 what? 500. Now, this 48,500 is what you are going to work with. You have 48,500. Let's write 48,500. 48,500. You have effected this. They now said that there is a cash discount of 10%. But before you charge this cash discount, remember that goods worth 8,000 is returned. So these goods that is returned, you are not going to pay for these goods because you are returning these goods to the person. Since you are returning these goods to the person, you are not going to pay for these goods. So if you subtract 8,000 from this, you have minus 8,000. You have what? 40,500. So 40,500, if you calculate 40,500, what is the 10% discount of 40,500? 10% discount, this is 10 over 100, cancel here, and then you'll be left with what? 4050. So if you subtract 4,500 minus 4050, 4,500 minus 4050, you have 0, you have 5, you have 4, and then you have 6, and you have 3. You have 36, supposed to be 36,450. 36,450. Okay, that is the first way you can attend to this. Now let's look at the second way. Remember, this answer is giving us 36,450. Let's look at the second way you can also attend to this. We are going to subtract 8,000 from 50,000 before we effect the 2%. Let's do that and see if we are going to get something different. Okay, now let's look at the question. We are done with that. We got 36,450. Let's leave the options first. Remember, our return outwards is what? 8,000. So let's solve it. Let's approach it in another way. Remember the first formula, we deducted this from 50,000. We deducted this from 50,000 before we remove our return outwards and then charge 10,000. That's the first distance. And then we arrive at 36,450. Now we are going to subtract the 8,000 from the 50,000 before we can now remove 3,000 and 10,000 to check how much Kwamena paid. So what we are going to do, the money given to us is 50. Let's remove 8,000. If you subtract 8,000 from this, you are going to be left with what? 2,000. So 42,000 is what we are working with. Now calculate 3% of 42,000. 3% of 42,000 times 3 all over 100. So it's 420 times 3. This is 0, this is 6, and this is 12. So when you subtract, look at, when you remove 3%, we will calculate 3% of this value on 42,000, you have 1,260. So you are going to subtract 1,260 from the 42,000. So let's do it. Let's do that. If you subtract this, you have 42, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, 2, 6, 0. Now, let's do the arithmetic together. This is 0. Now, 6 cannot go. You borrow 1 from here. Here will be 10. Subtract this, it will give you 4. That one that has been taken from here will remain 9. Then you subtract 2 from 9, you'll be left with 7. And then here now, you have removed 1 before, so it will be 0, and here will be 4. So you'll be left with what? 4740. This 4740 is what you are expected to pay, but you have not charged your 10% cash discount. So let's quickly charge our 10% cash discount. You have 4740 times 10. Here we cancel here, here we cancel here. You'll be left with what? 47.4. So 47.4 is the discount. This discount that you have been given, subtract it from 47.40. 47.40 minus 47.4. Let's see. Now, here cannot go. Remove 1 from here to get 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. Here will remain 3. 1 from 7 to 3 will give you 13. Minus 7 is 6. And then here will be left, where will be 6. 6 minus 0 is 6. And then here you cannot go. 1 from 4 to 10 will give you, from 4 to 0 will give you 10. 10 minus 4 is 6. And you'll be left with 3 here. So the second formula gave us 36,666. 36,666. At this point, we want to look at our options now. Can we now look at the options? The first one is 43, that is not. So the answer is meant to be what? D. Now, the reason why I have to do those two methods is because students may not really understand the concept of return artworks. You will ask yourself, sir, but this return artwork, say this thing, say this man, this Kwamena returned it after he has gotten to his business destination. Yes, even if it is 10 days, they will backdate the transaction. That discount that they gave you from the original cost of the item, they are going to adjust it. They will first of all remove what has been returned back to them from the item, and then they will now charge the 3 discount and then the 10 discount. That's that. Can we just look at the last one, and then we'll end the lesson. Let's look at another one, and then we end the lesson. They say a 3-column cash book contains columns for number 1, cash assets, number B, bank, cash and assets, C, cash, bank and returns, and what? Discount, cash and what? And bank. So this is the answer. All right, so far we've been able to explain this. Let's see if we've been able to achieve our objective. The first thing under our objective is that we are supposed to define 3-column cash book. We have done that. We said it's an account that combines cash, bank, and discount together in one single book. And then we also we said we're going to describe, or we're going to explain the concept of discount. And we've also done that. We said discount is what is removed. What is removed, or what is given to our customer for their commitment. And then we also give them to encourage them to keep patronizing the business. And we say it is divided into 2. It is divided into cash and trade. We say trade discount is the reduction in the price, when you remove something from the price of the item. And then cash discount is given for prompt payment. And then the third objective is how to explain the discount column. We have done that with this. We were able to describe the discount column with the illustration we have on the board. And then the last one is how we'll be able to post or answer related questions, which we have done. So far, we have been able to conclude our lesson.